You can't eliminate discomfort from your life. Learn to work through it. So discomfort is really interesting because I think people spend a lot of time avoiding it. And unfortunately, you can't really become successful without managing your discomfort. Growth is constantly about discomfort. And what I really learned was every single opportunity I came in contact with, I had probably never done before, particularly large opportunities. So there was some discomfort that came along with it. And really, for me, I sort of developed a high tolerance for discomfort. And that really allowed me to do a couple of things. One, take more risks. And two, the payoff is higher when you take bigger risks. Imagine that. So your relationship to discomfort really informs how successful you're going to be. It sounds strange, but it really does. And when you think, well, I don't want to take on that responsibility because it's too much for me. It's going to make me uncomfortable. I don't want to have that conversation because it's too uncomfortable. What you're really doing is you're limiting your opportunity. You're limiting the possibility for your own personal growth. So this notion of discomfort, it's not one of these like warm, squishy, fuzzy things. It's something that's really serious, and you've got to kind of narrow down what's going on for you with avoiding discomfort, and you've got to address it. And more than just address it, you've got to learn to work through it. So one of the things I always advise my clients to do is figure out, something that's very uncomfortable for them, whatever that is, whatever that thing is, and go and do it. And it doesn't even have to be about work. It can be something like, I'll give you a great example for me. I am a horrific singer. Nobody wants to listen to me sing. I'm quite sure people would pay me a hell of a lot of money not to. Well, when I lived in Japan for a year, that does not work out so well because it's a culture that loves them some karaoke. And you have got to go and sing. And it was really horrific for me, but I did it. And I learned to manage my discomfort. And when it sounds sort of like, what the hell does that have to do with anything at all? It has everything to do with everything. Because really, I was able to make a fool of myself and let it go. And when I came back here, I would stand up and sing and make a fool of myself. But it really taught me that discomfort, it's not such a big deal. And when you're avoiding it, it becomes larger than you. And you need to kind of get your arms around it and wrestle it to the ground, right? So I want you to think of something that's really uncomfortable for you that you've been avoiding. And we've all got them, by the way. And it could be a conversation at work. It could be a conversation in a relationship. It could be, something as simple as, ooh, I really need to go into my bank and, readjust my accounts. And that's a really uncomfortable thing. And it causes me a lot of discomfort. I don't want to do it. I'm avoiding it. All the stuff you're avoiding, all of that stuff, it is the stuff that's standing in your way of success. That's the big dirty secret. All the stuff you avoid because of your discomfort, that's the stuff that's getting in your way. I'll just be very frank with you and very honest. I do not love paperwork. I do not love anything that has to do with finance. I want to just do my thing. I want to sit on the stool all day and chat with you and have fun and keep changing my clothes. But the truth of the matter is, there's a lot of work that has to do with going into a business that's administrative. And so I avoided a lot of those things. And I finally realized that I had to just manage the discomfort. I had to schedule an appointment with my accountant, and I had to turn over the kind of business structure I had, and I made it actionable. I thought, what are the things that are getting in the way of my business from growth? What are keeping me from growth? And this year I did a lot of those things. I started publishing more. I changed my business structure. It was uncomfortable because it required me to do some things I didn't want to do. So I want you to think about the things you've been avoiding. Those are the things that are kind of creating discomfort for you. And I want you to choose, let's say, 3. And I just want you to take those 3 within the next 7 days, and I want you to create some action behind it. If you've been avoiding the conversation, have the conversation. If you've been avoiding calling your credit card company and asking for a lower rate because it causes you discomfort, I want you to call the credit card company. Whatever it is that's going to save you some money, help you advance financially in whatever, or grow financially, I want you to do that uncomfortable thing. Go sit down with a financial planner. Do you know what keeps people from sitting down with a financial planner? The number one thing? The discomfort of telling them how much debt they have, the discomfort of expressing to them how little money you've actually saved. That's what's keeping you from having that conversation, which is insane because that's what's going to help you become wealthier, right? So I want you to go make that appointment that you're so afraid to make, have that conversation or that call that you're so afraid to make, and go and work through that discomfort. I promise you, it's not as bad as you think it will be, and I promise you, it will be the thing that will help you advance.